Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Elizabeth Church. I'm the Vice President Academic, and I'd like to welcome you to this most happy occasion. Could you please stay standing for God Save the Queen? I would like to invite Sister Evelyn Williams, a Sister of Charity and a former board member, to come forward to give us the invocation.
Be seated, please. And so let us begin by praying. O Holy One of mystery, known by many names, heard through many voices, we acknowledge your presence this day. With grateful hearts, we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of the graduates present here. As we call to mind the path that has brought them to this day, we remember the times of new beginnings, adjustments, struggle, happiness, and success. And we bring all these memories to our celebration today, knowing their place in their journey towards fullness of life. We gratefully remember all those who have encouraged, taught, nurtured them on this journey. Proud parents, grandparents, spouses, children, teachers, mentors, professors, and faithful friends. People whose love, encouragement, and support help deepen their faith in themselves and their commitment to their goals. Take them beyond the vision of this day. Be with them as they draw upon the wisdom and experience gained here, and continue to use the many gifts of intellect, heart, and soul to build a world of peace and justice for all. Amen.
I just wanted to notice that we have some children here. I want to say we're delighted to have children here. And we understand that children sometimes make noise, and that is okay. And with that, I'd like to invite our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramona Lumpkin, to come forward.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Madam Chancellor, Madam Board Chair, members of the Board of Governors, honorary degree recipient, distinguished guest, including Ben Jessom, MLA for Hammonds Plains, Lucasville, Deputy Minister Bernie Miller, Office of Planning and Priorities, and Haiyan Su, Registrar of our partner Fujian Agriculture and Forestry University in China, as well as family and friends of graduands, and especially today's graduands. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to Mount St. Vincent University's Fall 2014 Convocation. At our two convocation ceremonies today, we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of 450 of our students from 18 different countries. They have completed their required courses of study and now receive their certificates, diplomas, and degrees from 63 programs. 51 students are graduating with distinction, and 1 student is graduating with first-class honors. We're very proud of today's graduands and congratulate you on the diligence and hard work that has brought you to this lovely day. We're also delighted to welcome our new Chancellor, Sister Joan O'Keefe, Congregational Leader of the Sisters of Charity, whose official installation as our 5th Chancellor took place at our morning Convocation. One of the ways in which the Mount recognizes its founders and ensures that their values are carried forward is the appointment of Sisters of Charity representatives to our Board of Governors. And the Congregational Leader of the Sisters of Charity is our Chancellor. Sister Joan O'Keefe was elected Congregational Leader by the Sisters of Charity Halifax in July of this year. Sister Joan holds a senior diploma and a Bachelor of Arts from the Mount and a Master of Arts in Teaching from St. Francis Xavier University. She is a strong supporter of young families, particularly single-parent families. She's a certified and practicing doula and served as coordinator of the Spryfield Single Parent Center, where she was also instrumental in establishing a volunteer doula program. In representing the Sisters of Charity at the Single Parent Center, in the many volunteer boards and committee positions she's held, and in many personal and private ways, Sister Joan has stood beside those in need. Welcome, Sister Joan. And also, sincere thanks to Sister Donna Gernot, who is with us this morning, and who is here to pass on the mantle of authority to Sister Joan. She served us, Sister Donna served faithfully for 12 years as our Chancellor, awarding degrees to countless numbers of students and doing it with grace and dedication, and we thank her for that service. Also joining our students today are 2 exceptional individuals who've distinguished themselves in their lives and careers. As they accept honorary degrees today, one accepted her degree at the morning ceremony, and we will award a degree, of course, at this one. For both of them, their commitment to education and leadership in their fields will serve as an inspiration to our graduates. We're proud to share our fall convocation with 2 accomplished women, Elizabeth Cromwell, a celebrated social leader with a deep commitment to the preservation of Black history and culture in Nova Scotia, and Jan Zwicky, one of Canada's most respected artists and intellectuals, known equally for her original work in philosophy and her intensely lyrical poetry. We also today recognize one of our faculty with the title Professor Emerita, a recognition conferred on individuals holding an academic appointment who have made a significant contribution to the university. Professor Doyle, could you please stand? Professor Wendy Doyle from our Department of Business and Tourism recently retired after having taught at the Mount for 40 years. She graduated from the Mount in 1970. While at the Mount, Professor Doyle her focus was on women and entrepreneurship. She played a central role in the establishment of the Center for Women in Business at the Mount, developing the funding proposal for the center's ACOA funding, and serving as chair of the board for many years. The center has contributed significantly to the development and advancement of women business owners and entrepreneurs, an outcome attributable to a great extent to Professor Doyle's leadership. In her scholarship, Professor Doyle focused on women in management, including women entrepreneurs and women and workplace learning. She worked collaboratively with colleagues, and her publications and presentations are extensive. She's attracted sustained funding for her research and professional activity, and was also actively involved in international projects aimed at developing entrepreneurship skills in women around the world. Professor Doyle has been a tremendous contributor to the university and its mission in terms of teaching, research, professional activity, and service. Congratulations, Professor Doyle, and I'd like to recognize you again with another round of applause. As we celebrate many achievements today, I invite you to share your messages of congratulations, moments of pride, and expressions of inspiration via social media, if you so wish. The Mount is celebrating today's event on social media as well, and you're invited to join in using the hashtag @MSVU Convocation if you tweet. At the Mount, we've always embraced methods of online collaboration. We've been leaders in distance learning, and social media is one of many ways of communicating with the broad Mount community beyond our physical campus. So I've managed one tweet so far today. It's hard to tweet and live at the same time, but I hope you all will do. I hope you all will do better than I do, and get some good news stories and photos out about our wonderful convocations. 2014 has been an exciting year for the Mount. I'm sure many of you have noticed the progress that's been made in the construction of the new Margaret Norrie McCain Center for Teaching, Learning, and Research, which is now just over 75% complete. It's a building that will celebrate the role women have played in shaping our society, and it's been a great excitement to all of us to watch the building rise and take shape on our campus. The atrium of the new building will be home to an inspiring women installation, and just outside the main entrance will be the Reva Spatz Women's Wall of Honor, honoring women in a garden-like setting. I hope that you will return to celebrate the grand opening with us at our ribbon cutting, which is now scheduled for May 29th, 2015, and we look forward very much to that day. One recent milestone for the Mount this fall was the 40th anniversary of our annual Learning and Leading Conference, Learners and Leaders Conference, put on by our Department of Business and Tourism, which our students, as well as students from Nova Scotia Community College, come together to work throughout the day on developing their skills in many aspects of business leadership and entrepreneurship, and then have a dinner at the end of the day where they all come together and network and bond and learn how to be move forward in their leadership within their careers. So I congratulate our Department of Business and Tourism on this 40th anniversary and very vital conference that they had this week. Another item of note from the year was that we celebrated this fall our largest increase in first-year enrollment in many years. This fall, we welcomed approximately 25% more new full-time first-year students than we did last fall. And that, I think, is a testament to the recognition, the broadening recognition of the value of a Mount degree and the truly special personalized experience that students receive here. Perhaps another reason that students are choosing to come to the Mount is our supportive and inclusive environment. This past year, we continued to work closely with communities in order to facilitate post-secondary education of students who have traditionally been less likely to attend university. Our Aboriginal Student Center strives to empower, encourage, and educate all students of all nations in an environment rooted in Indigenous cultures and values. In fact, we just wrapped up Mi'kmaq History Month at the Mount with some wonderful learning and celebratory events led by the Aboriginal Student Center, from our flag-raising ceremony on Treaty Day at the start of October to open drum sessions and a Mi'kmaq feast to end the month. It was a wonderful campus-wide celebration of Indigenous cultures and community. And while we know well the importance of celebration and community at the Mount, we also know that there's always deeper understanding to be sought and to be gained. And perhaps none take that more to heart than the Mount research community. Embracing ideas, inspiring action, creating connections, that's what Mount researchers do every day. And the Mount research is research that matters to society, to communities, to policymakers and advocates, to individuals, to families, and to the world. This past year, Mount researchers, often with the help of student researchers, led initiatives that furthered our knowledge in the realms of food security, healthy aging, women, gender and social justice, to name just a few. And last month, the Government of Canada announced the appointment of a new Canada Research Chair at the Mount. Dr. Maya Eichler, an assistant professor in the Departments of Political Studies and Women's Studies, and she is a Canada Research Chair in Social Innovation and Community Engagement. We're delighted to welcome Dr. Eichler to our campus. Each day that I spend at the Mount confirms my sense of what an extraordinary university this is, and how fortunate I am to be part of it. I'm thrilled to see so many members of the Mount family counted among today's graduates: athletes, volunteers, student union members, and even some of our own staff members. It's a privilege to join you in celebrating their accomplishments today. Graduands, I wish you all the rich benefits you deserve as a result of all the hard work that I've witnessed you doing over past years as you've buckled down to your studies, as you've taken opportunities to lead and to engage in campus life. And today is a culmination of all that hard work. I also trust that as you go out with your degree in hand, that you will make sure that you share the benefits of your education with the society of which you're a part, and extend a hand and extend your knowledge to make our world a stronger and healthier and thriving place. And I know that you will do that. You know firsthand the value of the time you spent here and the gift of learning extended to you by the Mount's faculty and staff. You also have been supported, I know well, by many family and friends who have helped you along the way to get to this day. So as we begin our proceedings, I invite you to stand, just the graduands, and join with me in applauding and thanking all those who helped you get here today. So family, friends, faculty, staff, all who helped just got a standing ovation. Thank you very much. And finally, I do want just to take my last words to thank the many, many members of Mount's staff and faculty who worked so hard as volunteers over the last weeks and days and hours to make today an occasion worthy of our graduates. So you're all up there, you know, they're around, you've seen them as you've come in, myriads of people working really, really hard to make our celebration today a wonderful one. So thanks to those, to all those workers and colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lumpkin. I'd now like to invite Professor Claire Goulet to come forward to present our honorary degree candidate, Jan Zwicky, and I'll ask Jan to stand while Claire is reading the invocation. Claire is a professor here in writing, and I think many of you graduates may know her from the Writing Center, where she's coordinator.
Madam Chancellor, Madam President, board members and distinguished guests, faculty and graduates, family and friends, it is my honor and my pleasure to present to you Jan Zwicky for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. From her poem Cashin Bridge, it would be as well at the outset to admit how even to have said this much is to have failed. These lines open a poem that falls in the center of Zwicky's Governor General's award-winning poetry book, Songs for Relinquishing the Earth, a book she originally hand-stitched and distributed, and a poem for student Charles Barber, later Dr. Barber of the University of Western Sydney, then a student in an undergraduate class of Jan's at the University of New Brunswick. I knew him only as a figure paused mid-thought on the library steps after class, staring off across the town's church spires into the middle distance that was also the train bridge across the St. John River. 20 years later, Asked to consider her influence on his thinking, he returned within 24 hours a draft. He had stayed up all night to write it. "What does it mean," he wrote, "to teach not our accumulated knowledge, but our unique attitude toward thought?" Jan Zwicky's unique attitude toward thought is as present in her philosophy books as it is in her poetry. She has received and been shortlisted for national prizes for both. Remarkably, she has not only written on literature, philosophy, music, and ecological ethics, but also has practiced all of these at an accomplished level. A native of Alberta, who now lives on Quadra Island, BC, Jan Zwicky received her doctorate in philosophy from the University of Toronto and is taught at universities across Canada. Her work, 18 books and dozens of essays, has been translated into several European languages. She has lectured across North America and Europe, and her poetry and nonfiction is much anthologized. Her 11 books of poetry, in addition to Songs for Relinquishing the Earth, include Robinson's Crossing, which won the Dorothy Livesay Prize and was shortlisted for the Governor General's Award. They include 37 small songs and 13 silences, Wittgenstein elegies, and Forge, shortlisted for the Pat Lowther Award and the Griffin Poetry Prize. Jan Zwicky performs a balancing act of great poise and beauty, reads the judge's citation, an extended set of variations on the theme of listening. The collection pays repeated attention to music and, through it, to the natural world and human relationships. "I feel called to pay attention," says Zwicky, "and to contemplate what I perceive. Much of the time, I don't think I'm particularly good at either of these activities, but they are the focus of my life." Her major philosophy books, to cite their own central ideas, give voice to an ecology of experience from lyric philosophy, and with their highly original multi-voiced structures, think truly because the shape of their thinking echoes the shape of the world. That's from Wisdom and Metaphor, which was shortlisted for the Governor General's Award for nonfiction. Just as she practices the subjects on which she writes, so too the resonant structures of her philosophy books enact the ideas that they describe. Again, remarkable. Her varied styles of interdisciplinary thinking are evident across dozens of essays and chapbooks, from 1978's Alive Like Patterns, Interdisciplinary Education in the Humanities, to 2012's Auden as Philosopher, How Poets Think, from mathematical analogy and metaphorical insight to Plato as Artist, as well as in her edited collections, The Shape of Content, with mathematicians Chandler Davis and Marjorie Wickler Seneschal, and Why I Sing the Blues, with Brad Cran. An orchestral and chamber violinist, she has performed with the Calgary Philharmonic, Symphony New Brunswick, the Kitchener-Waterloo Symphony, and as a poet collaborator with Tafel Music. Zwicky is exquisitely attentive to the music of being, the music of thought, and the interrelations between the two, from the Governor General's Award jury citation. She reminds us that sound embodies thought, that pleasure in the rhythm of a phrase can be meaningful, that the body may, in some instances, help us to truth, whether that effort happens in a classroom gesture, in a phrase composed by Haydn, a beautiful equation, an apt metaphor, a graceful hockey pass, or in her editorial nudge of a fellow poet toward the precise season that a Caragana pod ripens, because the pod in that particular light matters, that thing that is not a word. From Cash and Bridge, for that is what the world has been, not what we thought. In the 1980s, Zwicky developed and taught some of Canada's first courses in environmental studies and continued to explore these concerns in her poetry and philosophy, lectures and retreats, and in essays such as Wilderness and Agriculture, from In the Agora, the public face of Canadian philosophy, where she appears alongside Charles Taylor, Thomas Herka, Mark Kingwell, and other public intellectuals who have shaped national debate. On an individual level, Zwicky has had significant influence in her private intellectual life via decades of teaching and mentorship, in university posts as a poetry editor at Brick Books, in regional workshops, at the Banff Centre for Literary Arts and the Banff International Research Station for Mathematical Innovation and Discovery. Her students have gone on to develop some of Canada's first courses in ecopoetics and lyric philosophy. One former student, Charles Barber, from the Train Bridge, saw in her work two issues: a relentless demand for clarity, which can also mean coherence, and a recognition that, insofar as we are bound by the limits of language, such clarity remains impossible. Cash and Bridge. The ungraspableness of knowing, the inarticulateness of that flexed second above the keys, of how we are translated, that held breath between the future and the past, that's neither, but is still the only place we'll ever be arriving to, the only place it's possible we are. In recognition of her distinguished career in philosophy and the arts, I ask you, Madam Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, to confer on Jan Zwicky the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, Jan Zwicky, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Congratulations, Dr. Zwicky. I would like to invite Dr. Zwicky to the podium to deliver the convocation address to the graduates.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Thank you, Claire, President Lumpkin, Chancellor O'Keefe, Tracy. It's a pleasure to be with you here today and a great honor to be invited to join this particular community of scholars, the graduands of Mount St. Vincent University. My thanks also to the Mi'kmaq First Nation on whose traditional lands we are gathered. There are two reasons this occasion is genuinely powerful for me. The first is Mount St. Vincent's history of involvement in women's education. As most of you will know, this institution was founded by the Sisters of Charity of St. Vincent de Paul in 1873. The sisters' express aim was to provide educational opportunities for women who, in those days, were not permitted to enroll in most other institutions of higher learning in Canada, Europe, or the United States. This history matters to me because I come from a family that for at least 3 generations has sought to empower and educate its daughters. My great-aunt, Nellie Peterson, went to what was called normal school in Alberta and became a teacher. She also took an active role in politics, standing for election and chairing the Women's Caucus of Alberta's New Democratic Party. My mother, Jean Keeley, who I'm delighted to say is with us here today, was one of a handful of people to complete high school in her small rural community, and then, with the support of her father as well as her mother, went on to study at the University of Alberta, from which she graduated with a Bachelor of Education. She, too, had a career as an educator, first at the Calgary branch of the University of Alberta, and then, after she was married, as a public broadcaster, creating radio programs to teach music in the schools. That's the good news. The bad news is that this is an unusual family history for a person my age. University-educated women were rare in my mother's generation, and women politicians were rarer in my great-aunt's generation. Despite the fact that Mount St. Vincent Academy opened its doors in 1873, Statistics Canada has no records of women students in post-secondary institutions prior to 1881. Dalhousie, McGill, and the University of Toronto did not graduate women until the mid-1880s. White women of British extraction could not vote in federal elections in Canada until 1918. They did not become persons under the law until 1929, and it was 1960 before Aboriginal women, or men, got the vote. That's all ancient history, you say. It's history, certainly, but it isn't ancient. Although legal barriers to women's participation in public society have been removed in Canada, social barriers remain. Glass ceilings, glass walls, sexual assault, harassment, the underrepresentation of women's views in public media, self-censorship, to name a few. Self-censorship is now, in my experience, more of a problem than it was 30 years ago. I put this down to the noxious influence of advertising, which has come to saturate our lives and insists on the internet, on television, on giant screens in malls and arenas, on billboards, in the pages of every glossy magazine, that success for a woman means looking like a Calvin Klein model, not looking like Angela Merkel or like Sister Mary Evaristus Moran. As a society, we are still working towards conceiving women as beings who deserve as much respect as men. Those of us who care about this project thus descend in a direct line from the women who founded the Mount. For education remains the cornerstone of all forms of liberation. This brings me to the second reason that joining Mount St. Vincent's community of scholars matters to me. The sisters' interest in women's education grew out of a broader concern for the marginalized in their community, the poor, the ill, the culturally disenfranchised. The issue of marginalization is still very much with us. Indeed, it has grown. The dispossessed are now not simply humans that have fewer material goods than others. The dispossessed are now all beings that have been and are being mowed down by the juggernaut of exploitative technocracy. I tell you only what you already know when I say that we stand, all women and men, all human beings, on the brink of planetary disaster. We stand there because until very recently, the imperial cultures of Europe and North America refused to recognize, and therefore refused to teach, what remnants of sustainable cultures still recognize and teach, that humans are members, just plain members, of a vast and intricate web of organic and non-organic beings. What distinguishes our species is not superior intelligence. If humans were intelligent, they wouldn't be standing on the brink of planetary disaster. What distinguishes us is our greed, our lust for power, and the amplification of that power through electricity. What distinguishes us as a species is our capacity and our willingness to tear the ecological web to pieces. The root of the word education is a Latin word that means to lead out, to bring out what is within. Education, in other words, is not about stuffing your minds with facts or about stuffing your soul into a social straitjacket. It's about coming to understand who and what you really are. In this case, it is about coming to see yourself as a being among other beings. This understanding is not achieved by shopping. It is not achieved by shouting down views other than your own. It's not achieved by getting rich or by logging hours on Facebook. It is achieved through careful reflection, through striving for clarity about real issues, through stepping towards enormous moral challenges rather than shrugging them off. It is achieved through learning about, honoring, and in some cases critiquing the attempts of our human ancestors to make a civil society. It is achieved through serious attempts to understand others as well as ourselves, other humans, other animals, other forms of life, through paying attention, really paying attention to the needs and deep concerns of those others, and through being courageous enough to give clear and respectful voice to our own. Education means having concerns deeper than those offered in the images of the advertisers. When I woke up to environmental crisis in the mid-1970s, the best science then available gave us until the early 90s to turn things around. Some of us worked hard to meet that deadline, but we didn't succeed. Things were worse in the early 90s than they were in the mid-70s, and they're much worse now. What reason is there then to keep caring? What reason is there to do anything but distract ourselves, to party mindlessly while the planet burns? One reason is that it ain't over till it's over. We don't know everything. Miracles happen. In my lifetime, for example, there have been at least two. The Cuban Missile Crisis didn't precipitate a nuclear holocaust, and the Berlin Wall came down. The dismantling of the wall is the less dramatic of these two miracles, but it may be the more important for us to remember because it was achieved in good measure by the efforts of ordinary citizens. If there's going to be an environmental miracle, us ordinary citizens, have got to be part of how it happens. Scientists, you are on the front lines. Biologically and ecologically sensitive archives have been destroyed. Funding for long-standing research projects has been pulled. Scientists working for government agencies are being muzzled. There have been cuts to environmental research and teaching programs at publicly funded universities. We must all join you in protesting this bullying, but it is important for you to lead. Those of you in disciplines less likely to be targeted by cuts, make common cause with your colleagues in the environmental sciences. Stand with them when they demand that their archives be protected and that their research be equitably funded. Remember that there are many of us keen to help. I have myself joined the Woods Hole Oceanographic Citizen Scientist Initiative and would be delighted to be part of a similar initiative led by Canadian scientists. Business administrators and those in tourism and hospitality, we need you to use green technologies, and we need you to be seen to be using them. And we need, above all, for you to show moral leadership, to enact an ideal of business practice that is about service to your community rather than gross personal profit. Those of you in public relations, make honesty your priority. Refuse to spin products or policies you suspect could be damaging. Like the scientists, form common cause with your colleagues. Pressure your employers to behave ethically. And those of you in arts, my own faculty. To us falls advocacy for change at the deepest levels, for reform of personal and public conscience. We must use the best that history, literature, and philosophy offer us to shape a new vision of what society is for, and we must use our rhetorical skills to communicate this vision, to open the discussion and keep it going. To us also falls preparing for the worst, imagining how we will cache, keep safe, the best that this culture has had to offer in case some humans are around after a collapse. If there are humans around, they're going to need it. That's the other reason not to despair or shrug if we don't manage to work the miracle. We must bear witness. We must bear witness in our lives, tell the truth to whomever is willing to listen, and we must bear witness with our lives. Live in a way consonant with justice, like Rosa Parks, like Big Bear, like Aung San Suu Kyi. Let me tell you a story. The story comes down to us in the European record from the 3rd century of the Common Era, in the works of a philosopher named Porphyry. He documents the willful playfulness of a king called Dionysius, who was envious of the reputation a couple of scholars in his community had. So he decided he'd just make trouble for them. He called up Phintius to come to his court. He accused him of treason. There was a summary trial, the courtiers laughing behind their hands, and Phintius was condemned and sentenced to be executed that evening. He said, "It's a little sudden. Could I have some time to arrange my affairs?" And they said, "Well, we can't let you go." And Phintius's companion, Damon, stepped forward and said, "I'll stand in his place." So they let Phintius go, and they kept Damon, and they teased him and laughed at him, because, of course, Phintius was making his escape, right? But they'd have Damon's head. And then at sunset, Phintius came to die. The king, Dionysius, was so astounded by this that he confessed what he'd done and asked to be received into their friendship. And they said no. One moral of the story is that a life founded on principles of justice moves even the unjust to envy. A deeper moral is that living with integrity allows one to die with integrity. This is a moral that the Sisters of Charity epitomize. We are all going to die, every single one of us. The point isn't to escape. The point is to make the best use, not the most extravagant, but the best use of the life we've got, so that when the time comes, no matter when it comes, we can let go with grace, without fear, and without bitterness. No matter how dark the future, the better world that we want takes shape. It actually comes to exist every moment that our gestures embody integrity. We must work now, each of us individually and all of us collectively, like there is no tomorrow. We must let our commitment to justice and integrity show in our private and in our public lives. Our examples will inspire integrity in others, give them courage, and give them joy. And if we don't succeed, if it turns out that there really isn't a tomorrow, we will walk into that darkness with grief, of course, but without fear. Upright, our lives shining with meaning. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zwicky, for reminding us of the responsibility that comes with education, and also for reminding us of how we all must live with principle and with integrity. Thank you. Dr. Zwicky has given us a lot to think about, and this is a moment in our program where we do have some time for quiet reflection. I'd like to introduce two musicians who we're very fortunate to have with us at pretty much every convocation, Shimon Wald and Diana Torbett, and they're going to play Handel's Largo. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Tracy Newman, Vice President of the Mount St. Vincent Alumni Association, to come forward.
Madam Chancellor, Madam Board Chair, Madam President, distinguished guests, faculty, graduates, family, and friends. As Vice President of Mount St. Vincent Alumni Association, I have the privilege of speaking with you for just a few moments on this special day. Today is a day for you to celebrate your academic and personal success and to look forward to the future. I encourage you to enjoy every minute of it with pride. The time you have spent here at the Mount will influence how you think, how you work, and how you view the world for the rest of your lives. Your professors, your peers, and the greater Mount community have changed you in ways that you may not even appreciate now, but will become more apparent to you over the time that the Mount offers a unique and rich foundation for your future. Throughout your time at the Mount, your experience has been shaped in part by Mount alumni. As faculty, guest lecturers, co-op employers, university staff, mentors, sports fans, members of the Board of Governors, or in any number of roles, you have felt the impact of the alumni that are staying connected with the Mount. I hope that when you leave here today, that you too will stay connected and offer your support to the future students of the Mount and each other. As you are bestowed your degrees in just a few minutes, you will also receive a lapel pin with the coat of arms of the Mount from a member of the Alumni Association to mark your membership into the association. You may ask, what does it mean to be a member of the Mount's Alumni Association? For 90 years, Mount St. Vincent alumni have been working together in association to support our alma mater, to support Mount students, and to stay connected with our school and to each other. In addition to supporting several academic scholarships, bursaries, and prizes, the association has supported and contributed to Project 2012 so that future Mount students will be able to learn and research in a first-class academic facility. What started as a group of 50 women 90 years ago, the Alumni Association is now made up of over 30,000 women and men who have come from all around the globe to study at the Mount and who are living and working all around the world. Over the past year, the MSVAA has donated $18,000 to student awards, prizes, and bursaries, and to the construction of the Margaret Norrie McCain Center for Teaching, Learning, and Research. As a Mount alum, I urge you to wear your alumni pin and your ring with pride. Please support your alma mater however you can, and keep us informed of your achievements and accomplishments. Stay connected with Mount News through Folia Montana, the Alumni Magazine, and our new quarterly digital updates starting in January. You can also follow the Alumni Association on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So on behalf of all the Mount alumni, congratulations on this significant milestone, and welcome.
So now we've come to the time in the ceremony that we're all gathered here for, is to see our students become graduates. And I know many of you, family and friends, would like to take pictures as your particular student crosses the stage. Please feel free to come down to the stage. We do ask that you not come onto the stage when you take pictures. I'd like to invite our Dean of Arts and Science, Dr. Brooke Taylor, to come forward.
Yes, we have one. Good afternoon. As we process the graduates today, some will receive Senate Awards of Distinction. These awards are engraved pewter medals, and they're in cases there on the table beside the president. They're awarded by the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University. The undergraduate awards are presented in recognition of superior academic achievement to the student who graduates with distinction and highest grade point average, or GPA. Awards at the master's level are presented upon recommendation of each department. These awards will be presented to the recipients along with their parchments. So now we can begin. Madam Vice Chancellor and President, it is my privilege to present to you the candidate for Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study. Mount St. Vincent University awards the Certificate in Business Administration on Cheryl M. Robertson. Madam Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be admitted to the baccalaureate degree. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Arts on Julie A. Arab.
Julie, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Julie.
Caitlin A. Bowdridge, with distinction.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with distinction. Congratulations.
Deirdre A. Connolly, with distinction and highest aggregate, and Senate Medal of Distinction.
Deirdre, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations, you did very well.
Yasmin K. Cormier.
Yasmin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations.
Jennifer L. Gillis.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations.
Carrie M. Gray.
Carrie, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations.
Laura A. Hobbs.
Laura, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Jennifer Lee Kalies.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations. You're happy.
Aaron A. Manning.
Erin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations. You're happy.
Kaylee A. Mills.
Kaylee, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations. You're happy.
Rochelle C. O'Keefe.
Rochelle, I admit you to the Bachelor of Arts degree. We must be related.
Natasha Penny, with distinction.
Natasha, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with distinction. Congratulations.
Marilee C. Prent.
Marilee, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations.
Holly Lauren Rodenizer.
You have a fan club. Holly, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations.
Caitlin E. Ritzy.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations.
Terry Webster.
Terry, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Congratulations.
These are our Bachelor of Arts graduates. Madam Chancellor, Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Science on Nikita Anderson.
Nikita, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Jessica Bain.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Science, sorry.
Larone R. Fox.
They are popular. They're wrong. I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science. Congratulations, sir. Okay, we can go over there. Okay.
These are our Bachelor of Science graduates. And I will now turn things over to my colleague, Dr. Kim Keenapple, the Dean of Professional and Graduate Studies.
Madam Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be awarded the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study. Melissa N. Barnaby.
Melissa, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Sarah May Can, with distinction.
Sarah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study, with distinction. Congratulations.
Laura E. Davis.
Laura, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're very happy.
Caitlin Denise Hines with distinction.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study with distinction. Congratulations, you did well.
Laura Eisner.
Laura, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study. Congratulations. Must be very happy, are you? Okay, you can hold it there now.
Megan Ruth McLeod.
You are happy. Megan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Studies. Congratulations.
Cassandra Elizabeth Miller with distinction.
Cassandra, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Studies with distinction. Congratulations.
Rebecca L. Porter.
They're a wild crowd. Rebecca, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Matthew J. Sampson with distinction and highest aggregate in the Senate Medal of Distinction.
I won't be able to say all that. Matthew, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Studies with all the descriptor after that. Congratulations. I couldn't remember that.
Kara Dawn Scott.
Kara, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I ask you award the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study Honors on Amy J. McGrath.
On behalf of Amy, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Child and Youth Study with honors. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I ask that you award the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration on Keldon Mutaha Al-Agari.
Oh my God. Calden, right? Calden, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Oh, wait. With all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I forgot with all your crowd up there.
Musab I. Hamud.
Another noisy crowd. Musad, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You're welcome. Congratulations.
Mohammed Al-Mahuk.
Mohammed, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations, Mohammed. Good work.
Matthew R. Atkinson, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
Matthew, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. But I didn't add the descriptor, I'm sorry.
Ashley E. Bennett.
Ashley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Tyler Q. Bolivar with distinction.
Tyler, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. Congratulations, good job.
Karen L. Britton.
It's a noisier crowd this afternoon. Karen, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Tong Chen.
Is it Tom?
Yep.
Wasn't sure. Tom, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations. Good for you.
Nicole Marie Chrétien with distinction and highest aggregate and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
Oh, you have a lot of friends. Nicole, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. And the other thing, highest aggregate? Yeah. Okay. Congratulations.
Daniel Curry with distinction.
Daniel, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. Congratulations. Good job.
Mallory A. Dedrick.
Mallory, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Renee Alexandria Dove, Cooperative Education Option.
Renee, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You did the co-op. Is that good? Good.
Mujahid Y. Duwade.
They're trying to make me forget your name. Mujahid, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You have a lot of friends here. Congratulations.
Chris M. Floyd with distinction.
Chris, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations. Good job.
Chris Forster, Cooperative Education Option.
Chris, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Did you like the co-op program? Good.
Dana Frazier, Cooperative Education Option.
Dara, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations. Happy to be finished?
Yes.
Joshua Alton Furlong.
Joshua, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. That's yours, right? Okay, make sure you wave.
Bradley Frazier Gorham, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
Bradley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. Good job.
Rachel J. Handspiker.
Rachel, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Catherine M. Harding, Cooperative Education Option.
Catherine, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Did you like the co-op program? Good.
Twyla Michelle Jensen with distinction.
Twyler, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. Congratulations.
Shane Robert McPhail with distinction.
Shane, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. Congratulations. Good job.
Wool M. Majak.
Willem, I admit you to the degree of, of Bachelor of Business Administration. Where are you from? Yeah?
Sausalito.
I have friends that have worked there. That's great.
Brian J. Morse.
Brian, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Devin Sampson, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
Devin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the co-op distinction. That's good. Good.
Jessica Ruth Skinner, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
A lot of people know you. Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations with distinction. I should have said two. Okay.
Rebecca Joy Skinner, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
This is the noisiest crowd. Rebecca, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You did a good job. Congratulations.
Wen Yu Tang with distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations. Good job.
Maria Wombolt, Cooperative Education Option.
Maria, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Christine Chin Yang.
Christine, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I ask that you award the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration in association with the University of St. Martin's on Magdiona C. Gums.
Meg, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration in association with Bermuda College, it says here. St. Martin. St. Martin. On behalf of, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. St. Martin. Is that in Bermuda? No. Where is it? In the Caribbean. In the Caribbean. Oh, thank you.
Madam Chancellor, I ask you to award the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration Honors with First Class Honors on Kevin B. Nickerson and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
Okay. I'm not sure what else. On behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration Honors with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Are you finished? You did a good job. Where are you? Bachelor degree of Public Relations. Okay.
Madam Chancellor, I ask you to award the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations Cooperative Education route on Natalie Robin Abriel.
How are you today, sir?
Madeline, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Khalid M. Al Nasrallah.
A noisy crowd. Callan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Haley D. Beaton.
What's your first name? Haley. Haley. I was afraid it was Kate. Haley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Some of them are so noisy. Yeah.
Andrew Charles Blanchette with distinction.
Andrew, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Congratulations.
Karen Geneva Brookins with distinction.
Karen, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Congratulations.
Laura Bryson with distinction.
Laura, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. And this is a noisy crowd.
Bethany Marie Chasson.
Bethany, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Lorraine Shater.
Lorraine, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Melissa Louise Cooper with distinction.
Melissa, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Nicholas Roland Doucette.
Nicholas, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Danica L. Finch with distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Zachary Gerald Gallant.
Zachary, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Bianca M. Genova with distinction.
Bianca, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Welcome. Congratulations.
Catherine M. Gorin with distinction.
Catherine, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Congratulations.
Melody Hamel Trepanay with distinction.
Come down. I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. You did very well.
Joey D. LeBlanc.
Joey, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Julia McDonald.
Julia, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Brenna L. McEachern with distinction.
Brenner, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Barbara A. McLean with distinction.
Barbara, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Congratulations. Good job.
Jessica A. McClellan.
It's okay. Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Hillary McLeod with distinction.
Hillary, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Congratulations.
Mary A. Moore.
Mary, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations on a good job.
Jennifer Mwambi Kabongo.
Oh, the noisiest crowd yet. Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. You did really well. Congratulations. Who are they?
Family, cousins, everyone.
That's your cousins.
Danielle J. O'Brien with distinction.
Danielle, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Congratulations. Good job.
Stacy A. Power with distinction.
Stacy, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Thank you.
With distinction. Congratulations. You did a good job.
Kaylee L. Raven with distinction.
Kelly. Callie, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. It's important to have the right name.
Yes,
Okay. Good luck.
Deandra S. Rizkala. What's that?
You were waiting for the noise? Deandra, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations. Thank you.
Angela Scott with distinction and highest aggregate and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
You earned a lot. I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction and the highest aggregate and the Senate Award. Congratulations.
Rebecca G. Vostermans with distinction.
Rebecca, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations with distinction.
Jacob N. Voy with distinction.
Jacob, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Good luck.
Madam Chancellor, I ask that you award the degree of Bachelor of Science, Applied Human Nutrition, Anyiganye Adashirzadeh.
Okay. Yogane. Just one. Yogane. Yogane, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Applied Nutrition, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Good luck.
Claire Marjorie Galloway, Integrated Internship Education Program.
That's still under Bachelor of Science. Claire, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Applied Human Nutrition. Congratulations.
Kelly J. Maracher, Integrated Internship Education Program with distinction.
Kelly, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Applied Human Nutrition. Congratulations on your specialty.
Susui Wang.
Susui, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Applied Human Nutrition. Congratulations. Good job.
Madam Chancellor, I ask that you award the degree of Bachelor of Science, Science Communication on Alana L. Clark.
Alana, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Science Communication, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. It's a mouthful to say.
Madam Chancellor, I ask you award the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management on Otni Shinieria.
Is it Ani? Otni. On behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Good job. Where are you from?
If I see it.
Good for you. You're a long way from home.
Autumn D. Fisk Cooperative Education Route.
Autumn, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Congratulations.
Kier Lay Cooperative Education Route.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Congratulations. Where are you from? You're going to stay? Yeah. Good.
Wei Wei Shi Practica Route.
Wei Wei, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Congratulations. Good luck.
Sinran Dao Cooperative Education Route.
How do you say your name? Singra. I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Congratulations. Where are you from? You're going to stay.
And that concludes our undergraduate degrees this afternoon. In addition, Madam Chancellor, I ask that you confer the appropriate degrees on all those presented to the University Senate.
What do I do on that? So I just confer them. I confer the degrees as recommended by the Dean of the Senate. That's not on my card.
Madam Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study and ask that they be admitted to the master's degree. The degree of Master of Public Relations on Natalie C. Oldfield and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
Natalie, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Public Relations with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. That was a hard work, I bet.
Madam Chancellor, I ask you to confer the degree of Master of Arts in Communication on Jennifer H. Dell.
Jennifer, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Communication with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Fabiana Gonzalez.
Fabiana. I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Communication. Congratulations.
Carrie Lynn W. Manning.
Carrie, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Communication. Congratulations.
Lana J. Rostenberg.
Lana, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Communication. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I ask you confer the degree of Master of Arts in Family Studies and Gerontology on Sasha Elizabeth Nadeau.
Sasha, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Family Studies and Gerontology, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Megan E. O'Hara.
Megan, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Family Studies and Gerontology. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I ask that you award the degree of Master of Arts in Women and Gender Studies offered jointly by Mount St. Vincent University and St. Mary's University on Elizabeth Nielsen and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
Elizabeth, on behalf of the Synod of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Women and Gender Studies, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. And you did really well. Distinction, right? Good for you.
Madam Chancellor, I ask you that you award the degree of Master of Science, Applied Human Nutrition on Sarah Dawn Lake and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Master of Science, Applied Human Nutrition and Human Nutrition, right? Okay. Not dermatology. Later on. Okay, thanks.
And Madam Chancellor, I ask that you confer the appropriate degrees on all those presented to the University Senate at the master's level.
I admit to the degrees of all those who have been approved by the Senate at the master's level. Am I finished?
Now it's the point in the ceremony where we present some awards and prizes. The first award is the Kappa Gamma Pi Award. Membership in Kappa Gamma Pi, Honor Society of Catholic Universities, is awarded to graduates who, in addition to high scholastic standing and a good record of extracurricular activities, give promise to academic leadership in the future. The recipient of the undergraduate Kappa Gamma Pi Award is Melissa Cooper, BPR. Melissa is an exceptional student who has demonstrated a commitment to scholarship, leadership, and service during her time at the Mount. In her role as a residence assistant, Melissa created student programs and provided advice and support to the residents. As both a liaison and advocate for students, she contributed to a positive learning and community environment. Her contributions also had a global perspective. Melissa participated in an exchange program with Kenyatta University in Nairobi, Kenya in 2013. In her contributions to community development, she served as an advisor to the International Order of the Rainbow for Girls. Working with this organization, Melissa organized a program of activities to help girls develop leadership skills. Congratulations, Melissa. And now we turn to the President's Prize. The President's Prize is a special award donated by the university president and awarded to a member of the graduating class whose energy, generosity, and commitment have enriched the university during their time as students, and who shall promise that their commitment will continue as alumni. This afternoon, Dr. Lumpkin will be presenting both graduate and undergraduate President's Prizes. The recipient of the President's Prize for a graduate student is Sarah Lake, Master of Science, Applied Human Nutrition. Sarah's commitment to and achievements in her academic and professional endeavors have contributed substantially to the Mount's participation in social responsibility. Her Master of Science in Applied Human Nutrition thesis provided a better understanding of the contributions made by community-based organizations in addressing issues of food insecurity and poverty in Nova Scotia. She has been actively involved in engaging and supporting undergraduate students, graduate students, and community partners in the translation of research into meaningful policy and practice. She has also developed strong connections with community, health, government, and academic organizations across Canada. Congratulations, Sarah. The recipient of the President's Prize for an undergraduate student is Rebecca Skinner, BBA. Rebecca has received A-range grades in all her courses that she completed as part of her degree program. She was the co-president of the Business and Tourism Society, and her extracurricular activities are numerous, so I'm only hitting the highlights. Volunteering with the Children's Library Program, for which she was recognized as Volunteer of the Year, community service with her church, building homes with Habitat for Humanity, and organizing business student participation in Relay for Life, Caritas Food Bank activities, and conferences that connected students with business leaders. Congratulations, Rebecca. Rebecca. You can just stay here. Jessica, would you like to join us? We've asked Rebecca and Jessica to join us on stage because they are the co-recipients of the Valedictorian Prize. This prize provides all valedictorians with a lasting memento of their achievement and contribution to the graduating class. To be chosen valedictorian, the student must have maintained a strong academic record, must have been actively involved in a number of extracurricular activities either on campus or in the community, and must have been nominated as a fitting spokesperson for the graduating class by their peers and or their faculty. And so we are presenting the Valedictorian Award to Jessica Skinner and Rebecca Skinner, BBA. As an indication of their academic excellence, both Jessica and Rebecca have appeared on the Dean's List in each of their 4 years at the Mount. They have been extensively engaged in leadership roles within the Business and Tourism Society and in a range of charitable activities on the Mount campus. In the broader community, both Jessica and Rebecca contribute their time and effort to numerous organizations. Scott Daniels, who manages the Mount's cooperative education program, in his nomination of Jessica and Rebecca wrote, "During my time at Mount St. Vincent University, I can confidently say that I have not met students as engaged, mature, confident, and professional as Jessica and Rebecca." Congratulations. And now I'd like to invite you both to come to the podium for your address.
Good afternoon, Madam Chancellor, Madam President, Madam Board Chair, honorary degree recipient, distinguished guests, family, friends, and especially our fellow graduates. It is an absolute honor to be recognized as the Mount's first co-valedictorians, and an even greater honor to stand before you today to give this speech beside my twin sister and my best friend. This is an opportunity that to me truly reflects the unique opportunities that the Mount is known for. My name is Jessica, and this is my sister Rebecca, who will be delivering the second half of this address. Here are some things that we think you should know about us before we get started. I'm older by 1 minute, but Rebecca will be very quick to tell you that she's taller by 1 inch. We're also very competitive. Don't worry, her GPA is only slightly higher than mine. In true twin sister fashion, we grew up dressing exactly alike, enjoying the same things, and were known only to be different by which color we were wearing. I was always purple, Rebecca pink. Thanks, Mom and Dad. It wasn't surprising that when it came time for university, we chose the same one, and of course, ultimately chose to pursue the same degree. Boy, was that fun for our professors. Standing before you today, I can confidently say that we now know a ton, not only about ourselves, but about professionalism, leadership, the importance of building valuable and meaningful relationships, all while keeping kindness and integrity front of mind. This should come as no surprise to you when I say that there was also a lot we didn't know prior to the start of this journey. For example, we had no idea that this journey would shape us, open our eyes to new opportunities, both together and individually, meanwhile strengthening a passion to help others, work hard, and celebrate success. We had no idea that the relationships we would form here over these past 4 years would be ones that we will truly cherish forever. The Mount was where we got to know our older cousin Hannah, who was a student in the BED program. Shortly before her final semester here, she suddenly passed away. Those quick moments running into each other around campus were all because of where we chose to learn. Hannah loved this place, and I'm sure she's watching now with a grin. This is for her. So, guess what? We'll soon leave this auditorium and officially be university graduates. Is there anyone in this room that can believe how fast those 4 years flew by? Those countless hours spent gathered in the caf with friends between classes, at Vinnie's for its various festivities, in the crow's nest, printing last-minute assignments, or the late ones spent in the library during night owl hours, are all a part of a chapter of our lives that has sadly ended. No longer must we endure the stress, pain, or that burning sensation of the walk up the hill, or secretly being terrified of the always watching crows that lurk here each night. No, these memories are now but distant, and ones I'm sure that will never be forgotten. For those who are now facing a new challenge or figuring out that next step, I encourage you to embrace your identity. If there's anywhere that has taught us to do that, it has been here. Know it and be confident in yourself. This is what will give you the certainty to differentiate yourself from others. The lessons we have learned here from the faculty, staff, and our peers have prepared us all for this impending journey. So never underestimate what you have to give. Always believe in the impossible, embrace challenges with determination, and leave your mark on this world. Success does not come without trying, and nothing worthwhile is easy. I think we can all agree to that one today. As you leave today, reflect on these successes that this journey has granted you. That class that you passed, the test that you aced, that group member you kept your cool with. All of these things were a direct result of your effort, your determination, and perhaps even the help of a fellow student. As I know you already will, thank the ones who have been with you and guided you through this incredible journey. You will soon look back on it with great pride. Throughout the process of writing this speech, we both tried to think of all the people who had influenced our time at the Mount. Quite a long list. And while most of these people are here today in this room, on both sides of the auditorium, and watching live stream, it would be an entire speech just to thank them all. So, to the faculty and professors in this room who make the Mount what it is, especially those business and tourism faculty and professors, we love you. Thank you so much for welcoming all of us, opening our minds, and preparing us for these next steps. To the family and friends that fill this room, on behalf of my fellow graduates, thank you for coming to share this special day. And finally, to my fellow graduates, thank you for your contagious inspiration, your infectious ingenuity, and your refreshing originality. These traits have encouraged us all to be true to ourselves and are also what unite us here today. Congratulations, class of 2014. We did it! And now for one last quick little moment. It's official!
Graduates and guests are invited to a reception on the first floor lobby of the Seton Academic Center, just down on the first floor where you are now. The convocation is thus closed.
Thank you very much. You don't really want to throw those degrees away. Anyhow, congratulations to all of our graduates and to everyone here. I'd particularly like to congratulate our new chancellor, Sister Joan. This is a trial by fire for her, so thank you very much. And this is So in just a minute, I'm going to ask you to stand to sing our national anthem. But I don't know if any of you had a chance to look at the words in the program. You may have noticed there's something a little bit different. A number of people across the country have been involved in a campaign to change the words of O Canada back to the original gender-neutral words that were had in 1908. Somewhere along the line, it changed. And so you'll see in the third line, it says, "In all of us command." So I invite those of you who would like to sing the new words and join this campaign to join us in singing our national anthem. Please stand.